Fallacy.
Oh, yeah, 005. C, misconception.
You are correct. Idealist.
006 and A, enthusiast.
The correct answer is C, a person who has high standards. Autonomy.
007. B, independent.
That is correct. Fitful.
008. A, nervous.
The answer is C, restless.
009. C of the spring.
You are correct. Okay. You don't have to state your badge number this time.
Yeah.
Verna.
We just did it.
I just said.
She answered it.
Okay. Proponent. You are correct. Despicable.
A, vengeful.
You are correct. It is C, contemptible.
No, she said.
She said A.
I said you are not correct. Aghast.
D, unfounded.
This is MB2.
Bless you.
You can see real time what's happening. So if you go here, sites.google.com. So I have a website. This is just dummy, I just created it. So I click there. I went there. And then now if I go to the analytics, right? It shows this right now I'm one user using. So when I navigate, right? When I navigate on this side, if I say I went to family blog. This is not my real blog. So if you notice here, a few minutes later it will show that where I am. You can see here, shows that right here. I don't know if you can see. So it says that I'm on that side. So it is real time. So when you guys are using any website, be cognizant about that. Somebody is watching you. Any click you do, anything you do on any website, whatever you do is being watched. Warning you.
So credit card
So-
information also is watched?
What?
Credit card information is also lost?
This is secured.
What the purpose of the credit card and PHA or other information? That's why, that's another good question, but like, that's why this use this HTTPS, right? Like those are everything, all that kind of information goes secure and encrypted. So whenever an audit or anything of that sort happens, capture cookies or some kind of information, but the URL, your header, your request and response, it's always going. You cannot stop that. There is something going in the wire that you cannot stop. So if I go incognito and write this, still I can know that the Google Analytics is triggered, and then people are, they can know.
Yeah, but you can also always do VPN and all. You can always cite, like, they won't track IP address response.
Google does not track IP address, but there are a couple companies which can track. Google does not track IP address.
But even if they track, what I'm saying is if you route yourself to a VPN server, they won't get your IP address. So then you could be living in Colombia.
Because you are going through the network. So network is going to mask and then it gives internal IP address.
People do that all the time.
So you mean to say online shopping is not safe?
I didn't say that. I said you got to be careful, you got to think when you click something. Don't go crazy and then do things thinking that nobody is watching you are in a closed room. You are in a closed room, but the whole world is watching you. That's what I meant. But I never said that don't use that. You cannot survive without using your phone and your browser nowadays, right? Like, think about not having a browser or anything. So think about not having Google. Can you guys survive?
Hi. How was your first level? Phase 1.
It was good.
Good?
It was literally everything I'm learning right now.
Easy? Yeah?
75% of it, I didn't even know.
That's okay.
So I used my brain.
See, that's really good.
I'm not good at logic, so I don't use my brain. Yeah.
So when do you use your brain? Only for logic? How do you answer the rest of the questions then?
I mean, like, your right brain is your creativity, your left brain is your logic. Yeah.
Part of the brain.
Like 60% of it was just
That's okay. If you keep practicing, next time you'll definitely do better, right? Everyone is doing good? Do you have to take a break? Yes? Only for 5 more minutes? In 5 more minutes we'll be starting the next level, next phase. Right.
it's multiple choice.
Yes, how was the paper? Hard? That's okay. Sarthak, how did you find it? Medium?
Yeah, there's multiple choice. Yeah. So like it's like spelling, except
into the electrolyzer, and then it's basically shuffling the particles around and shooting it out, oxygen going one direction and hydrogen going the other direction. So you can actually see the bubbles of oxygen going up on this one side and hydrogen going up on the other side. And then it bubbles up through our water supply, and it's collected at the very top. So we have oxygen over here and hydrogen here. And then it gets pushed down into these tubes, and they both get pushed into the fuel cell. Now, what happens with the oxygen? It doesn't, because there's no water coming out of here. So what the oxygen does is actually come out of the electrolyzer, or of the fuel cell. We don't need the oxygen. It's just a byproduct of this process. So it just kind of comes through the fuel cell and goes into the air. And then we have the hydrogen that's actually being used in the fuel cell. We have a platinum membrane in here that is converting the hydrogen into electrical energy, basically. So we're using hydrogen and a fuel cell together to make electrical energy again. And that's what's powering the fan down here.
Where's the water?
Right here. We have to put the water in.
I'm just asking, is it possible to make water?
Is it possible to make water?
If you like mix hydrogen and oxygen, you can like make new water?
Yes. Yes. So both the oxygen and hydrogen are going into the fuel cell and coming out. The hydrogen is being used to make electricity, but if we had some way of like collecting the oxygen and hydrogen that's coming out of this fuel cell, we could potentially be recreating water as well and making it a completely self-sufficient system. So what can you use a fuel cell in that you use in real life? Yeah. Vans, cars, buses, houses. What? Submarines. There's probably not a lot of solar energy down in the
Electrical devices.
water. Yes, but the thing is you need this tiny little, this one fuel cell here, need this whole thing to power that whole thing. So if you wanted to use fuel cells to power a house, how many do you think you would need? Like a lot, like hundreds, thousands probably. So we're hoping someday that engineers might make fuel cell membranes that are more efficient so that they can be used in more places instead of powering just a little fan at this point.
Do you have a mass production of
I'm sure somebody does do a mass production of fuel cells, but they're very expensive because right now most of the materials used to make fuel cells are very expensive.
like hydrogen?
Well, not the hydrogen, but the actual, like you can see the metal in there, like that metal in there is pretty expensive. All right, so I'm going to leave this out for you guys to take a look at closer if you want to. We'll take it out in about 15 minutes. Good question.
Fourth word, safeguard. Safeguard.
You guys can ask.
The definition of safeguard is a means of protection against something undesirable. Safeguard. Fifth word, lapse. Lapse. A lapse is run its course. Pass. Yes? Sure. Lapse. The sentence is, the judge allowed the remaining time to lapse before he started the next round. Sixth word, perish. Perish. Yes. The definition of parish is the ecclesiastical unit of area committed to one pastor, collectively, the residents of such area or the members of one church. Parish. Seventh word, Vesta. Vesta. The definition is a short wooden hatch. Yes. Vesta.
Do you guys want to play Kahoot? You need to be quiet so you can listen what he's saying.
quiet please. Okay, so for this Kahoot, the first winner will get the virtual reality challenge.
What if you're on
this is going to be difficult questions. Now all the questions are like, there are 10 questions.
Mic leda.
Guys, the questions are, there is each question from each category. Math, English, technology, science. I didn't miss out any field. So I just want to make sure it's the physics. I think I covered most of the areas that I can think of. So all the 10 questions are diversified. Okay? You guys ready?
Yes. For anyone who hasn't played this before.
So it's important that you put your name correctly. If somebody gets and then if they win, I'll take that home. The prize will, nobody will get the prize. Yeah.
So, for anyone who hasn't played this before, you go to kahoot.it. So it's Kahoot and then .it.
Just on your
And
phone.
it'll ask for your name pin. So you put in that name pin and then you type in a name. Okay?
Anyone can play
So,
this. Even
is
parents.
everybody in?
Parents can
Yep. If you have another phone that your kid has not stolen yet, you can use that phone to log in and do it.
Yeah, anyone can play.
Sorry.